All right, start this thing off. Today is August 12th, 2018. Gonna be not quite my usual update. There's not as much meat to go through here, but we do have some things that kind of need to go over just to get everybody on the same page and kind of get everybody up to speed. So we're going to do that quick. I do not have an employee of the month just because it is the 12th. We're like almost directly in the middle of the month. Last month, though, I want to lead off with saying that we had stellar performances from Emperor Fabulous, Jan, and from Gorilla Moose. Those guys did great. If you guys haven't noticed, we're going to try to do like the top 3 non-board members for PAPS. Give them a free skin of their choice, within reason. And then, that's usually funded by Patton, so thank him for doing that. But we're going to try to do that, kind of give you guys some motivation to get up in that top 3. But let's move on. So this is the Corp update for August 12th, 2018. Things we're going to be going over here is the Momofuku incident of 2018, F2A or 2FA, good passwords, new fleet auth rankings, the new alliance tax, how it applies to salt, a new focus on fuel blocks, new requirements for recruiting, capitals new. I don't know if you see anything happening here. Stay hyped for the war, and what the fuck? I take it JJ got a hold of my presentation. Alright, the Momo incident, what happened is basically the guy was memeing a little too hard for us. We had some issues where he got in trouble on a Twitch stream that ProGod was doing. And then, I warned him. It's one of those things where it's like, yes, you can meme all you want, but when you start pushing on issues of right and wrong, you start getting into really sensitive topics like pedophilia and rape and Nazis and stuff. You're pushing in-game stuff to the borders of it not being just in-game anymore. But basically, he was making jokes, he was warned, and then within a week he was doing it again. He was putting stuff in Test General Discord, and they had to reset the servers, and that's basically what happened. How we took care of it is I warned him a week before he actually got kicked out and blacklisted. But, I'm going to warn you guys. I'm going to give you one warning, and that's it. Because if you guys don't respect me enough to say, hey, maybe I should listen to what he's saying. I mean, we're all grown-ass men here. If you guys can't do that, you don't need to be here. And especially when you're pushing on topics, it could be very sensitive to certain people. And it's one of those things. I'm all for comedy. Say whatever you want. I'm of the opinion it's just noises you make with your mouth. But it's also... it's the difference between going to a comedy club and expecting comedy and somebody saying that stuff just out on the street. If you just say that stuff out on the street, you're an asshole. If you say it in a comedy club, it could be funny. One of those deals. You have to be willing to go to that place to hear that stuff. If you just do it out in public, it's like, wow, that guy's just being an asshole. What we kind of expect going forward, just meme all you want. Just kind of keep it game related, keep it test related. This isn't the first time somebody's memed too close to the sun and got blacklisted by Test. And it's not going to be the last. I just don't want it to be from our corporation anymore. Because it was, I was at work and I was trying to do my job at work and put out fires to keep us kind of protected. And it really sucks. So just keep it game related if you please can. And then if you feel like you can't keep it game related, at least put it somewhere where it's, NSFW. Put it somewhere not where just any Joe Schmo can see it. Make it so you have to elect to go there. Preferably keep it game related though. Like I said, consequences of not doing this is I'm going to warn you once. If you do it again, I'm just going to get rid of you. I don't care how many minutes you got. I don't care how much shit you build. We're supposed to be about friends. We're supposed to be about teamwork and helping each other. Not about, being edgy. That's not what we do. I mean, you can be edgy, but it's not our focal point. If you want to do that, go to fucking SWAT. And then also, keep in mind we're all friends here. It's just we're friends. Why would you want to be edgy to the point where you're, touching on issues that could make somebody even here in Corp feel uncomfortable? It's not cool. Next off, there's been a string. I don't know if you guys have been paying attention to it or have seen it, but there's been a string of accounts being hacked. One of the guys in test, he was one of the bigger miners in the alliance, got hacked and all his shit got sucked out, and a rough time. And CCP is not real great with consistency when it comes to getting people their stuff back. Sometimes they get everything back, sometimes they get some stuff back, sometimes they don't get shit. So that being said, it's always good to protect yourself before something bad happens. So get yourself a good password, cap sensitive, numbers and letters, make it long. Don't make it anything like guest. That classic scene from Archer. If you need help setting up 2FA, it's just go to the authenticator, go to your account page, or just Google EVE Online 2FA. And it'll bring up to this page and it'll show you how to get there and get it all done. It's really easy to use. It's not that much of a pain in the ass, and it's just another layer of protection between somebody stealing your year's worth of EVE stuff. I mean, I've always been a fan of 2FA, and it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, you can steal my identity, steal my 401k, but don't fuck with my EVE accounts. And on that note, when you're buying Plex or you're buying stuff for the game, make sure you're doing it through an approved CCP place, because RMT and hackers they get it all from hacked accounts. Like the guy that just got hacked in test, all that stuff will probably be up on eBay here soon. So when you're buying stuff, make sure you're not supporting RMTers, you're not supporting hackers by doing that. If nobody did that, there wouldn't be a reason to hack into people's accounts. So make sure that you're doing your due diligence. There was just a post a little bit ago from Billy talking about how the IT guys need money for keeping like the Mumble servers up and the forum servers up. Go to that link, buy your Plex through there. That kicks back and helps test. That's just a smart thing to do. Don't be helping these fucking asshole hackers and RMTers. The fleet tracking tools, boy, if only you guys knew. So the fleet tracking tool has been going through kind of a little bit of an evolution within the last just week. It went from basically we got nothing to the point where we got to see where we stood as far as the alliance is concerned. And we were 7th. I posted that to you guys. We were 7th. Well, then, fucking Alcoholicos, some dipshit let Darren into command, and then he started shitting things up, and now we have a above average, average, and below average ranking, because they don't want to have any animosity towards other corporations, or, it's like we're all on the same fucking team. I kind of prefer it where we actually had a number so I could tell you guys, hey guys, we're 7th. We're almost there. Keep it up. Let's keep pushing a little harder on fleet time. But now we're just average. That doesn't help us. So, but on that note, we're going to give you guys the information we can. And we're kind of changing away from, the bar thing. So we're going to be doing some changes. But basically, just focus on you. If you feel like you haven't gone on enough fleets, try to go on some more. I mean, you guys know your guys' real life happenings and stuff. You guys know if you're out crabbing too much. You guys know more than I do if you feel like you've put in your time for the month. I can tell you right now, it's August 12th, and I haven't gone on a fleet yet because I've been working the last 10 days, well, basically since the first of the month, and then Jeeves, an old Corp mate, is actually staying at my house right now. Don't tell NC. So I haven't been in game too much or on the command channels too much just because he is an NC spy. But not really. He's not really an NC spy. But yeah, I know that I need, once you know, he goes back home and I get done work and I need to go on fleets. So just focus on you. You know what you need to do. Help inform Corp members of fleets. It is something where, like, you know, I've seen it quite a bit and it's awesome, but keep it up. Is if you know that there's a fleet coming, say, hey guys, in 15 minutes we got a fleet, let's go. Get people hyped up for it. Like I said, the PAPs are kind of in limbo, not lumbo, in limbo. They keep changing stuff. We might get the numbers back, we might not. We might be stuck with this bullshit above average, average, below average stuff. For now, it is on your auth. You look it up on your auth page. It's a good thing because it goes by each human being, not character. So you can have as many characters as you want. It's not going to affect us. One thing to note, though, is Salt versus the Alliance. I want this to get better. I want us to do better in the PAPS numbers, just so it looks like we're pulling our weight and we're not just here kind of just putzing around making fuel blocks. So that goes back to, you know, that poll that I did a little while ago about what interest groups are you in, because interest groups equals more PAPS. If you're part of the Southside Devil group, I forget what the name of that one is, they do PAPS. If you're part of Preds, you get PAPS. If you're part of White Van, I think they do PAPS sometimes, not all the time. But yeah, join interest groups. If there's something you want to do, don't limit yourself to just being a Corp guy. You can go out and do Alliance stuff too. We got a lot of groups that do that stuff. Join the CAPS group. Get into CAPS group. Be super cool. Get more PAPS. It's, you know, you can double up on your PAP time basically if they call a fleet and then they go, okay, dreads log in, and you've got a dread alt. You can just sit there in your dread and half the time they don't drop. Granted, it is wartime, so they might drop. You never know. But it's still a way to double up on time. The new Alliance tax has been a big topic of the last week and a half or so. If you guys haven't read it, please read it. It's on the forums. It's good to know why we do things and why the Alliance finds we need to do it. Basically, to sum it up, it helps with funding SRP. If you guys like SRP, you got to pay tax. We found that the renter program is good if nobody's attacking our renters. Renters also spreads you out. You can't defend all of your renters at the same time. Thus, during times of war like this, it's really hard to defend our renters, and then if they're not being defended, they're like, why the hell are we paying you? And then you lose renters, and then, you know, that doesn't work out well. So basically what this is going to do with this new tax is this new tax is basically to fund SRP. It's going to scale with membership, because that's one thing that we learned too with renters is that, yeah, we went from 8,000-ish people, 8,500 people-ish up in Vale. The time that we came down here, we boomed up to like 12,000 and some change. That means you have to have that many more renters to pay for that much more SRP. That's a lot more SRP going from 8,500 to 12,000. So this tax will scale with membership. So bring your alts, because we're going to need them. It sucks in the short term. It's great in the long term. It sucks because we're not used to paying for our own SRP. I mean, yeah, we did do some stuff like PI. You know, the POCOs, they had a tax on them. That helped with SRP. We had the moon mining, the bids, and that helps a little bit. You know, in the latest post from Billy, he basically talked about how the sale of Esoteria Faction Fortizars paid a bunch into SRP. But that's something that we can't do forever. They're not always going to be coming out with Faction Fortizars for us to sell to, you know, test corps and get money that way. So they have to set something up that's more permanent. And this is the best way to do it. And one thing to keep in mind, Test is not out to screw you over. We're not out to screw you over. We're actually making less money now, but the Alliance is actually making money to get SRP. Another thing to note is we're not just, okay, we have this tax now, we're going to drop all our renters. So we're going to kind of double dip for a while until they stop. Grant hasn't come out and said anything, but what I think is going to happen is the fact that we have these renters, we're going to keep them as long as we can, because why would you shut off money income? But once they decide to not rent from us anymore, we probably just won't rent out space anymore. Maybe they will. I don't know. But I'm liking the idea of not having renters, because then that means we can focus on us, focus just on Esoteria and surrounding areas, and we don't have to do these stupid fucking, oh, we got to jump up to Deniferous to help XIX. It's like, fuck those guys. But all that being said, just go make ISK. Be smart about it, but go make ISK. We are in kind of a lull this week, so just go make some monies. Go get in your carriers and your supers and your Rorquals and stuff, and go make some money. The tax system is changing a bit as this new tax system applies to us. Ratting's going up to 12.5%. It was 10, so we're making a whopping 2.5% compared to 10 on ratting now. The refining tax is up to 3%, was 0, and this is 1.5% is going to be going to the Alliance. The other 1.5% is going to be going to us. The ore and ice buybacks are still going to be at 90% JITA buy, with a little asterisk in there. All right, the little asterisk is if we ever get that mining tax tool fixed, this will go up to 100% JITA buy value to offset that tax. We're not going to screw you guys like that. We're not that mean. And we're actually giving you a break here because on the fuel block PI, it was 90 and we're taking it up to 95. So you guys are going to get a little bit more for your PI now. And you'll understand why here in a minute. But Moongoo ore goes to the Corp as per normal, because arguably this is one of the few things it's like it's hard to move. It's a pain in the ass. Not everybody has the skills to refine it. And there's so much shit that goes into making anything with it that it's hard for one person to do it. So what we're going to do is we're going to take all that Moongoo ore and we're just going to sell it to another corporation and test it does reactions. So that's the plan there. But that is going to kind of stay the same. It's going to be 200 ISK minimum to a max of 700 ISK per M3 that is mined. Reminder, those moons are going to start coming out here in September. So you got about 2.5 weeks before we start seeing moons pop. So get ready for that. Got a new focus on fuel blocks. That's kind of why we're changing the PI thing, is it's to keep everything fair and balanced. Follow the Alliance mining rules. You have to do that. If I even hear once that somebody's cherry picking, not shooting the ochre first or whatever, I'm just going to get rid of you. There's no reason not to. It's in your welcome mail. Don't think you're special. And as far as the Corp goes, since we're focusing on ice and making fuel blocks, because this is the new focus on fuel blocks, mine the ice first. Mine all of the ice. It's not we need this one over that one. We need all of it. We need to kill as many ice belts as possible to get them to respawn. This is something that we're going to try to push, because it's, it kind of drives me nuts where we just kind of half-ass things. And I don't like half-assing things. And I want to get to the point where we take over a little bit more of the fuel market. And instead of saying, all right, guys, we need X amount of fuel blocks, we're just going to kind of let it happen naturally and see what you guys can mine. Granted, I do know it is a time of war, so it's going to be less than, say, peacetime. But it would be nice to see kind of how much you guys can crank out, just so I can kind of get a feel for how much potential fuel building capabilities we have. So just mine all the ice. Mine the ice first. When you kill the ice belt, then you can go to your ore belts and do whatever. We do have ice belts in 16PN and WX, and if you just like mining ice, there's also ice belts down in DIB HQ, Yap, down in that area. There's some good ice. You're not limited to just the ones that are close to us. Go wherever you need to go if you want to mine ice, and we will buy it if we have money, and we have some money right now. On that note, if you're making PI, make fuel block related PI. This shit. We need this shit. We don't need P1s. We need this. And only this. Your robotics, mechanical parts, enriched uranium, coolant, and oxygen. We need that stuff. So if you're making PI, make this stuff. I don't know if you guys are seeing a trend here with these or not. New recruitment standards. I don't know if you guys have been to our recruitment page on the test forums. We've also got one up on Eve Jobs, I think, on Reddit. We kind of changed some things. We changed from 20 million skill points up to 30 million skill points. We added this because it's We can't have people coming in not being able to afford doctor ships. We added the Roke, even though it seems like that stuff's kind of on the back burner now. You need to have those. And we added Shield FAX. I don't know if you guys know it or not, but they've added, well, there's going to be a nerf coming to faxes here shortly. Whenever CCP says they're going to do this, they usually already have it in the works and it's going to happen. It's just a matter of tweaking numbers. So instead of having just one fax, it may turn into two. So Shield FAX is now one of the requirements for new people coming in, and have more than one Omega account. And the reason for this is you can't have a fax alt and a subcap guy and a dread guy and a Titan guy or a super guy with just one account. So you need to have more than one account. The reason we're doing this is, just like any sports team, you have to draft better people or people you don't already have. So if you're playing, soccer and you have a really shitty goalie, you're going to draft a good goalie. You're not going to draft, a wing. If you're playing baseball and you have a shitty pitcher, you're going to draft a good pitcher. You're not going to draft a catcher. So this is kind of what we're doing. This is to help us become a better, more top tier, top tier is the wrong word, mid-tier corporation, where we're just trying to suck less, so we need to bring in people that don't need their hand held, all the time. We don't need the brand new guy that's, how do I warp to things? We need guys that kind of know what they're doing. But this is also a standard for you guys to kind of start getting into as well. You guys seeing a theme here yet? Capitals and you. It's a goal. I'm not telling anybody you have to be in anything, because that's just not how I like to do things. But it is a goal. Fax nerfs are inbound this fall, from what they say. It might get pushed back a little further. It's been pushed back once, but this shit is coming, and they're just going to make it, it's N+1 again. Instead of having one fax, we might have to have two. They might make it, another requirement to be in the caps group at all. It used to be if you just had a dread, maybe they might be like, oh, well, now you have to have a fax and a dread. We don't know. That's to be seen. But arguably, it's always good to have a suitcase too. It just moves stuff around. So just be working on capitals. They help. It helps us a lot when you can move your own stuff. It helps the Alliance a lot, even if it's just a suitcase. If we're doing a show of force, if you can undock an ungunned dread, and they go, oh shit, they've got that many dreads. Well, half of them might not even have guns. But just the fact that it's a hull there, they might intimidate an enemy. Alliance priorities, Billy just posted this, I think, yesterday. They want more people in Titans. And go figure, faxes. And then carriers, Munins, Nightmare, everything else. This should be your training priorities. One of the things that I want to start doing is I'd like everybody, this is how I'm going to kind of know if you guys watch this stupid video or not. I want this right here from all of you guys for the capital pilot that you're closest to getting into a capital with. Take a screenshot of this, a snippet or whatever you want to call it. Send this to me so I can kind of get an idea how far out you are. As you can see, this is on my character, well, you guys can't see, but this is my character, Levi Dooley. He's my dedicated Titan pilot. And for the Ragnarok, he's 315 days away. That's a long ass time. This is what I want to see so I can kind of go, okay, get a file done up for each one of you guys and go, okay, is he actually working towards getting into a capital? Not that you have to, but it's like something that I can kind of pester you about. Hey, you getting into a capital? And you guys can be like, fuck off. And then I'll be like, all right, just asking. But yeah, faxes and Titans are the new thing. We've seen that in X47. We saw that in UALX. It's almost to the point where it's, almost skip super carriers. Get a super carrier for ratting, making money if that's how you decide to make money. But arguably, it's all about these guys. Titans and faxes. I'm working on it. It's a slow process. If you can make boatloads and boatloads of money, inject into it. If you can't, do it the old-fashioned way like I am, just as long as you're working towards it. And I understand capital books are damned expensive, and it takes time. But it's something to put on your radar. because as it goes, you guys know we're about the Alliance first, Corp second, and then you. And the Alliance really needs. I mean, right now we've seen 60. What was it? 60 Titans deaths in X-47, and then another 20 in the last one. So yeah, even with that, this is our time right now as test to catch up to NC Dot. This is our time. We're never going to catch up to Goons, but this is our time to kind of catch up with those guys, and we need to be cranking these things out. We need to be getting more pilots, because right now, the way I see it, we're still number 4 behind Goons, PL, and C Dot. So we need to get as many of you guys into these things as possible. But then again, it's, I'm not telling anybody, it is a goal. Just have that goal, be working on it. If you're one of those people that are like, you know what, fuck capitals, I don't like them, that's fine. But arguably, cool people get into Titans. The war is still going. Keep going on fleets. We don't know. I mean, if you read Billy's post, stage 1 is over. Stage 2 is we don't know. Stage 3 is we don't know. But be ready to go on fleets. Keep going on fleets. This isn't the time to get relaxed and then next thing you know, we're getting dunked on again. So stay hyped for fleets. Be making ISK. This is the time when things are quiet to be making ISK, but do it smart. They have 4 Desires in range at Esoteria. I mean, it doesn't, if you read Billy's post, it doesn't change much, but it still means that they are capable of doing stuff that they normally wouldn't. So just be really smart, pay attention, be watching your intel, be watching the test Discord for that kind of information saying Bomber's Bar is ready or Fraternity's got a whaling fleet going out. Don't think it'll never happen to you, because it will. Just be smart. And like Billy was saying, we don't know exactly what is next, but just be prepared for it. And also stay light. Don't be bulking up on assets in Esoteria. Keep light in Esoteria. And then just a side note, looking at this, I'm really happy with this number. We're doing some pretty damn good work here, and our efficiency is awesome. Just, if you guys have looked, I don't know if you guys have ever looked at our efficiency compared to other test corporations. We're doing really good. This isn't something I usually pay too much attention to, but it is kind of fun to look at, that if you look at where we're at with the amount of kills that we have, we're doing freaking awesome. And then you look at these guys and it's like, holy crap, we got a long ways to go. But we're getting there. We're still a young corporation. We're still trying to find our groove. We're getting there, though. Oh, Jesus. But that's all I got for you guys. Thanks for watching. Send me those screenshots of your skill sheet for capitals. Yeah, no employee of the month yet, because it's only the middle of the month. Keep going on fleets. Go out and make money. Be smart. All contracts go to JJ Books for 0 ISK and the 4 Desire in 16p. Alright, guys. Thanks.